Well, hello there. Welcome to the Shifts and Pucks Newspack for Wednesday, August the 10th. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as join us on the Area 51 Sports Network. We had a couple of really good podcasts to share. We had Ryan Pike join Sean and I on Monday to talk about not only what's going on with the Calgary Flames, there's a lot going on. Covering and following the two teams that we are, the Flames and the Canucks. The Canucks. It's been typically the Canucks that have been the ones that have been the news generators, and the Flames have been quiet over time. This time it's been the Calgary Flames. So we talked about, of course, the signing of Jonathan Huberdeau, what's next for the Flames. We got into the arena situation a bit here as well, and kind of figuring out what is next on all of that situation in Calgary. So check out flamesnation.ca. Ryan wrote an update on that, and so check out the podcast as well. We also talked to Ian Kennedy on Tuesday as Hockey Canada about Hockey Canada, the World Juniors, which is not a Hockey Canada event, by the way. It's an IIHF event, but World Juniors 2.0 is begun. Day 2 is today. As we are recording this, it is Sweden and Switzerland playing, and it is scoreless. But talking about what's next with Hockey Canada, as the calls for stepping down from Sheldon Kennedy and from the public, from politicians, talking about what we're seeing from Hockey Canada, and really what's the next steps, not only for Hockey Canada, in terms of finding a replacement, who that person is, are they out there? So check those out as we continue on here, and we'll go from there. But so let's catch up. We've got a few days of news to kind of catch up on. There's, lots of it going on here, and we'll start in Boston with the return of Patrice Bergeron. Of course, he signs a deal, as well as David Krejci is also returning to the Bruins as well. So Bergeron, of course, was an unrestricted free agent, and I don't think anyone out there was expecting Patrice Bergeron to go elsewhere, but he is back with the team. But he's officially back, and he signed a deal with the team here at $2.3 million. A $2.5 million contract. And then you've got that. Of course, Bergeron won the Selke last year. And then David Krejci comes back. David Krejci coming back, I think, is interesting for the Bruins. He left. There was reported friction between him and Bruce Cassidy, and now Cassidy's with Vegas. Krejci is back, and he is back, and he will pay. He's getting $1 million, potential to earn $2 million. He said he only place he wanted to play was the Bruins, so he's back. And then the Bruins brought in Pavel Zacha as well, and so he signs a 1-year deal, kind of a prove it deal. They avoid arbitration. Of course, Zacha was a draft pick of the New Jersey Devils. He's going to earn 3.5 playing with the Bruins. Yes, here. Zacha, 25 years old. He's 1-year deal, becomes a UFA next summer. He was traded to the Bruins last month. That was a trade for Eric Haula. 15 goals, 36 points, 70 games. And, of course, from Czechia. Krejci, of course, he's back. So let's get his stats. Looking at him and his return, I mean, I think Krejci is one of those. almost reminds me a little bit in terms of, not saying this in terms of play necessarily, but Backlund-esque in terms of just a guy that doesn't get enough credit for what he's done for that organization. He's pulled in the miles there, 36 years old, 124 points in 156 playoff games. His last regular season with the Bruins was back in 21, 44 points in 51 games, 8 goals and 36 assists during that shortened 2020-21 season. Last full season, 2019-20, 43 points in 61 games. So 730 points in 962 games. So David Krejci's back. Pavel Zacha, they got for Eric Hall and Patrice Bergeron is back. You still have long-term injuries with Brad Marchand. You still have a long-term injury with Charlie McAvoy. So we'll see what is going on there with Boston, as I'm honestly starting to get a sense that August is going to be a bit busy for signings and trades as we get ourselves towards the beginning of this season and the training camp. And one of the teams that I think is going to have some things to worry about is the Carolina Hurricanes. They acquired Max Pacioretty in the offseason during the free agency day, and they announced that he has a torn Achilles and he's going to miss 6 months. He was acquired, of course, with Dylan Coghlan for future considerations. 19 goals, 18 assists in just 39 games last season. Former Montreal Canadian. And he's out for 6 months for surgery at least. Could be longer, but that is, I think, be interesting to see what Carolina does there. Let me stir a little and wonder a little bit here of do the Carolina Hurricanes push harder on JT Miller? Is that an option going forward? I wonder about that. There's been some report of that conversation, so we'll see about that as we go forward there as well. Also, another signing, Martin Necas signed a 2-year deal with the Carolina Hurricanes. He's back with them. 6 million, 40 points last season with the Hurricanes. 14 goals, 26 assists in 76 games. 23 years old, 5 assists in 14 playoff games. Of course, he was a first-round pick in the 2012 NHL draft. He has 119 points in 203 regular season games. And, of course, by the way, the Carolina did sign Ethan Bear, Maxime Lejeune to avoid salary arbitration. And then, of course, they acquired Brett Burns and Dylan Coghlan. But Martin Necas is back with Carolina as well to keep on that train as well. And Jacob Trouba looks like he will be named the captain of the New York Rangers. Kevin Weeks broke that story later a couple of nights ago now. But Chris Drury informed him that Trouba's will have the captaincy. He's actually the first captain in more than 4 years. Ryan McDonough was the captain when he was with the Rangers, but he was traded to the Tampa Bay Lightning. So Trouba's the first captain. Of course, alternates last year included himself, Chris Kreider, Artemi Panarin, Mika Zibanejad, Barclay Goodrow, and Brian Strome. And Gallant said he played 101 games last year for us and prepares himself. He took players under his wing, helped them become better players. So Jacob Trouba, the new captain of the New York Rangers, there as well. I know some people find that controversial with the way that Jacob Trouba plays the game, but the New York Rangers see that differently than those that are see the controversy. So Jacob Trouba, the captain of the New York Rangers. And Kevin Weeks tweeted today that the New York Islanders have some things on the back burner here. As I'll just read this tweet here. And hear from Kevin Weeks as we go on with all of that here as we go on with the Islanders. I can't put a definite timeline to them, but I wouldn't be shocked to see at least 4 transactions with the New York Islanders coming down the line. They have Noah Dobson to worry about. They have Kiefer Bellows to worry about. Uh, they also have Romanov to sign. They have Romanov to sign. And is it possible that of course, a lot of people have connected Nazem Kadri to the New York Islanders? Is that another one that they're going to sign and have signed and need to? And Lou Lamoriello is doing Lou Lamoriello things. We'll announce it in Lou Lamoriello time. So that we'll have to see. But that is what's going on there with the New York Islanders. World Juniors going on right now as we're doing this. This is day 2. Canada will play Latvia later today. Australia will play Germany. Sweden at the end of 2 periods as we're recording this are up 1-0. Yesterday, the Czechs beat the Slovaks 5-4. That's been the game of the tournament so far. Finland beat Latvia 6-1, and USA beat Germany 5-1. So that is what's going on there. As that tournament is going on, it's course 2.0. Of course, the replacement for the postponed/canceled World Juniors over Christmas. And in terms of Hockey Canada, there was one announcement that came out yesterday, and it's in terms of who's in there. They named as their interim board members. Michael Brindamore has stepped away from the organization this week. But Andrea Skinner has been appointed as the interim chair of the board of directors. She is, of course, after Michael Brindamore's resignation. He resigned last week. She will serve on the board until their term ends in November at their annual meeting. Skinner's statement was, as a board, we are listening to Canadians. We are working to make meaningful, positive changes to the culture and sport of hockey. I am proud of my lifelong commitment to hockey, and I'm honored to serve Hockey Canada as their chair, and that board that includes men and women with a diversity of age and life experience, and one that represents different ethnic and cultural communities, including Indigenous Canadians and the LGBTQ plus community. I sincerely believe the organization is taking positive steps to affect meaningful change from the grassroots to high performance national team level. Skinner is a partner at Aaron & Bears, a law firm in Toronto, where she practices in the areas of municipal land use planning and exploration law. She's also the chair at the Diversity and Inclusion Committee at Aaron Barlis, where she leads the firm's strategy and initiatives concerning diversity, inclusion, and equality. This is from the Daily Face-Off, by the way. First elected on the Choice Board of Directors back in November 2020. Currently the chair of Hockey Canada Human Resources Standing Committee, and serves as a member of Hockey Canada's Risk Management Standing Committee, Audit and Finance Committee, and Reinstatement Committee. Also a board liaison to the officiating curriculum task team. So that's Skinner's resume there, and we'll be keeping an eye on that as we go forward here. What are the next steps? But that is the news for today. You can, of course, follow us all individually on Twitter. Sean is Beardy Canuck 03, Tyler TNOBLE, Devin Gordhow 09, Chris 9, SCHNAIDZ. I am KVOLE, Shifts and Pucks on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. Thanks everyone for watching and listening. We'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.